And I want to just say, I hope you and your family are having a great Thanksgiving weekend and that you have finally gotten rid of the turkey. Even if you had to eat it for 3 days in every concoction conceived. Turkey sandwiches, turkey gumbo, turkey chili, turkey salad, turkey pot pie, or maybe just turkey bye-bye, and you toss the leftovers right away. Now, I was raised in a family that thought it was a sin to ever throw food away. Somehow it wasn't a sin to eat too much, but it was a huge sin to eat too little, or to throw away anything that hadn't turned green, or maybe it was growing more hair than my dad had on his head. Like a lot of Southern children whose parents grew up in the Depression and almost starved to death, having food on the table was a simple blessing never to be taken for granted. Now, that doesn't mean we ate expensive stuff. A lot of the meat that we either hunted and shot, that's what we had, or we just ran over it with the car. Those weren't grill marks, those were tire tracks on the meat. But the life I had as a kid might have been one of poverty of things, but it was one of prosperity of thanks. Because of never wasting food, I was often shamed into cleaning my plate because of all those kids in China who would love to have what I was eating. I figured that the reason that China has so many people is because I was eating for them and for me. I was never sure how we were going to get the leftover mashed potatoes over there, so I just did my God-given duty and I ate them. It's still hard for me to leave food on the plate or throw it away. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? That wasn't supposed to be that funny. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking at a pro-life banquet near Philadelphia, and the young 20-year-old looking server came to my table and asked if I wanted a vegetarian plate. I just smiled at her and said, "Darling, do I look like I'm a vegetarian?" She brought me 2 pieces of meat. Now, for someone who grew up thinking gravy was a beverage, Thanksgiving is a great time of feasting, family, and football. Although this year, I'm pretty much sticking to college football since the NFL decided that they'd rather take a knee to protest the flag than to take a knee to thank God that they make several million bucks a year playing a game and having grown men walking around wearing the jersey with their name on it. Yep, I'm sticking to college football, and I've tried watching my home state, Arkansas Razorbacks, and I'm even told that they might actually show up for a game before the season is over. There are some reports that they're going to fire the coach and bring in a new coach from Beijing. His name is Win One Soon. Well, I'm very thankful that you're watching our show this Thanksgiving weekend, even if it's just because it gives you a great excuse not to have to listen to your crazy uncle talk about what it was like in the 60s. I was there, and there was some weird stuff in the 60s. And I want to assure you, you're better off watching our show. And while you finish off that last bite of bird and poke one more piece of pumpkin pie right in your pie hole. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving.